This is Shawn Green. Thank you for tuning into the Online Zone on Card Player TV. This is the Online Poker Weekend Recap. Last night was the final night of the Full Tilt Online Poker Series 5, or F-Tops, and the final tables of its two biggest tournaments played out. One of those tournaments was the main event, of course, and the other was the $2,500 buy-in two-day event. The first place finisher of the two-day event actually stood to win more than the winner of the main event. The PokerStars Sunday Million, the Ultimate Bet $200,000 guarantee, and the Bodog $100,000 guarantee all took place last night as well, but let's get started with the F-Tops main event. The tournament had 4,578 entrants to generate a prize pool of almost $2.3 million. Let's take a look at the elimination hands to see who took down the $396,000 top prize. In the first elimination hand, RPP Cause pushed all-in pre-flop and Chubba Wubba called all-in and showed Ace-King. RPP Cause held Queen 10 and spiked a Queen on the turn to take down the pot and put Chubba Wubba on the rail in 9th place. Kiwi D10 then got involved in a big hand when he pushed all-in pre-flop and Poker Ski Bum called all-in and showed Ace-King suited. Kiwi D10 held pocket nines and was leading. Poker Ski Bum had a ton of draws on the flop and ended up making a straight on the turn and an overkill flush on the river to severely cripple Kiwi D10. Kiwi D10 then pushed all in both of the next two hands. In the first, he held 10-6 suited and was called by Crazy Zachary with pocket jacks. Kiwi D10 made a flush on the river to more than quadruple up. He then pushed all in the very next hand with King 2 suited and was called by Clayton 27 again with pocket jacks. The jacks held up this time and Kiwi D10 was out in 8th place. RPP Cause was the next to go when he pushed all in pre-flop and was called by Crazy Zachary. Crazy Zachary held pocket queens and RPP Cause held a dominating pocket aces. After a safe flop, the turn brought another queen to give Crazy Zachary a set. The river bricked out and RPP Cause was sent packing in 7th place. J-Bags was the next player to get all of his chips in pre-flop. He was called by MF Jimmy Lowry, who showed pocket queens. J-Bags held pocket jacks and failed to snag another jack to stay alive. He was out in 6th place. Poker Ski Bum then pushed all in pre-flop from under the gun and Clayton 27 re-raised all in, folding the other players. Poker Ski Bum wished himself luck as he turned over 10-8 and found that he was dominated by Clayton 27's Ace-10 suited. The board brought an overkill 2 aces to give Clayton 27 trip aces. Poker Ski Bum's aggressive mood failed and he was eliminated in 5th place. MF Jimmy Lowry was also eliminated when he made an aggressive move pre-flop. He re-raised all in and Crazy Zachary called and showed Ace-King. MF Jimmy Lowry held 9-8 suited and needed help. The flop brought 2 kings to give Crazy Zachary trip kings and the turn and river were running jacks to give him a full house. MF Jimmy Lowry was sent home in 4th place. Chardrian was the chip leader when three-handed play began, but the three-way battle was intense and he found himself short-stacked just 20 minutes later. He raised pre-flop and Clayton 27 pushed all in over the top. Chardrian used his time bank and finally called all in and showed Ace-9 suited. Clayton 27 held a dominating Ace-Jack suited and Chardrian was in bad shape. The board paired but otherwise bricked out and Chardrian was eliminated in 3rd place. Clayton 27 now had the chip lead going into heads-up play. 10 minutes into the match, a big hand occurred. Crazy Zachary raised and Clayton 27 re-raised. Crazy Zachary pushed all in and Clayton 27 called and showed pocket 7s. Crazy Zachary was in a race for his tournament life with Ace-Queen, but managed to snag a queen on the flop to double up and leave Clayton 27 crippled. The final hand of the marathon 2-hour final table was just 1 minute later. Crazy Zachary raised pre-flop and Clayton 27 pushed all in. Crazy Zachary called and showed pocket queens. Clayton 27 held Ace-9 and needed a lot of help. The flop brought another queen and Crazy Zachary's set of queens took down the pot to put Clayton 27 out in 2nd place. Crazy Zachary earned $396,000 for 1st place in the massive event. The $2,500 two-day event had 648 entrants to build a prize pool of more than $1.6 million. 1st place here would earn even more than the winner of the main event at $397,000. Notable internet player Wade Soggy Dog Wolfell made the final table of the event. Soggy Dog was sitting in 4th place, which was very comfortable considering the lenient blind structure of the tournament meant that even the short stack players had more than 30 times the big blind. Despite his comfortable position, he got involved in a big pot early on that resulted in his premature demise. A pre-flopped raise fest between him on the button and Groundhog 25 in the cutoff seat resulted in a pot that was 32 times the big blind. Groundhog 25 checked the flop of Queen 9-8 Rainbow, and Soggy Dog pushed all in for 125% of the pot size. Groundhog 27 called instantly and showed Jack 10 for a straight and the mortal nuts. Soggy Dog held Ace Queen for top pair top kicker and was drawing dead when the turn bricked out. He finished in 9th place. Groundhog 25's chip lead grew even larger after the hand, and he carried it to the heads-up match between him and Victor. After some pre-flop raises and re-raises, a flop came Ace 8-8. The flop would end up being a cooler for Victor, as he ended up calling all in and showing 8-7 for trip 8s versus Groundhog 25's Queen 8 for trip 8s with a better kicker. Groundhog 25 needlessly made a full house on the river to take down the final pot and win the huge $397,000 first place prize. It's a rare occurrence for the PokerStars Sunday Million to have the second biggest prize pool on Sundays, let alone the third biggest, but that was the case last night. The tournament had 6,459 entrants and a prize pool of almost $1.3 million. Notable internet player JC Party P-Sucks Alvarado and WWW Be There Calm made the final table of the event. Party P-Sucks became relatively crippled when he made a move in the small blind early on and was called all in by the big blind Arbichamesh, who showed Ace-King suited. Party P-Sucks held a dominated King 10 and the flop brought a King. The turn brought the 10 that Party P-Sucks needed to take the lead, but the river was an ace to give the lead back to Arbichamesh. Party P-Sucks had barely more than one big blind left in his stack after the hand. He went out soon thereafter when his Ace 3 amounted to just Ace High versus Hockey Stud 94's King 10 for a King High straight. He finished the tournament in 8th place. WWW Be There Calm made it to three-way play before playing his final hand. He re-raised all-in pre-flop with Ace-King and was called by Dunk17, who held pocket jacks. Another jack on the flop all but sealed the deal, and the turn and river bricked out to send WWW Be There Calm to the rail in 3rd place. Dunk17 and Hockey Stud 94, the chip leader for heads-up play, decided to pause the tournament to discuss a chop. A slightly modified by the chips chop was agreed upon, with Hockey Stud 94 getting a little bit more on top. $30,000 remained on the line for the eventual winner of the tournament. Hockey Stud 94 became that winner when he won the final pot of the tournament. Dunk17 check-raised on a board of 2-9-8-6, and Hockey Stud 94 pushed all in over the top. Dunk17 called all in and showed Jack 9 for top pair with a gut shot straight draw. Hockey Stud 94 held a gut shot straight draw himself with Queen 10 and needed one of the 3 remaining jacks. He hit just that on the river when he completed a straight to put Dunk17 out in 2nd place. Hockey Stud 94 collected the extra $30,000 to put his total winnings at $166,000. The Ultimate Bet $200,000 guaranteed tournament had 909 entrants last night, down from the 944 entrants of the week before. The tournament required an $18,200 overlay to match the posted guarantee. Faraz the Toilet Jocka and Sasha Bickle Cruz Rosewood made it to the final table of the event before busting out in 10th and 3rd place respectively. Roy Wing and T-Fund made it to the heads-up match versus each other. T-Fund had the chip lead when the match began, but Roy Wing slowly chipped up, predominantly in hands that required no showdown, and took over the chip lead. Roy Wing finally sealed the deal when T-Fund got all in on the turn of a board reading 9-8-3-5 with Ace 8 for 2nd pair, and Roy Wing called and showed Jack 10 for an open-ended straight draw. He made his draw when the river brought a Queen and won the $45,000 first place prize. The Bodog $100,000 guaranteed tournament had 873 entrants last night, barely more than last week's 865. The tournament had an overlay of $12,700. 2 veterans of this final table, Henge and I'm the Jackal, made it back to the final table last night. Both players made it to 3-handed play as well, along with Jules P.F. Henge couldn't stick it out and eventually busted out in 3rd place, while I'm the Jackal went on to best Jules P.F. in heads-up play to snag the $25,000 first place prize. That's all for this week. Good luck on the digital felt, and thanks for watching the Online Zone on Card Player TV.